How to make jacket more fitted. Very often jackets are too loose around waist area and it makes us look shapeless and it doesn't complement our body. To fix this, we have to take jacket in a waist area to make it more fitted. And I will explain you how to do this. I have jacket here and it's 3 sizes bigger than my dress form, but it's okay for demonstration. And this is lined jacket. I will explain you how I pin it on a customer. Button a jacket first. On the back, find a darts or princess darts. Find your waist. I mark my waist here. Take in, just with your finger, some amount of fabric, the same on both sides. I'm taking here 2 centimeters, 3/4 inches. And then pin it. I use a safety pin. They're just stronger on the waist. On both sides, the same amount. Then from waist area, continue pinning gradually, decreasing distance from 2 centimeters in my case, or 3/4 inches to 0, following original seam. Do this on another side. Length of the dart should be the same here and here. Just double check it. So it's okay. So do the same, just opposite direction. From waist line up, following original seam, decreasing from, in my case, 2 centimeters or 3/4 inches to 0. And do the same on other side. Okay, check distance from last pin to sleeve. And here distance should be the same. So everything seems okay. Now I will open my lining from inside on this distance. So this is my darts and I will open it on this distance from inside. This is lining. I will open it here and I will show you how to do this. This is a jacket and I'm opening lining on this distance to get inside and take in my darts. So I'm using seam ripper, you can use scissors. So I'm opening it here. Pay attention in this area. Hem usually attached to seam. To keep hem in this position. It's extra stitch inside to keep hem do not fall down. This is seam. This is hem, and they just attach on the seam. Just with couple stitches. And you see, it's not falling down. We have to do this when we will close jackets. It's very important. So if I will undo this seam here, these stitches. So, and if my lining only attached to hem without hem attached to this seam, like that, so this is what will happen. It will unfold when you're wearing it. So this is why you have to do a few stitches to attach hem to this seam. Hold it like that. After you open lining on your jacket, you will need to mark lines with a chalk inside of the jacket. These lines which you pin, we have to transfer inside. So through this opening, go inside of the jacket. It's a little bit tricky, but it's possible to do. Just turn it like that. Here's my pinning darts. Go inside where my pins are, turning it out, and where my pins here, I just start to mark on this fold line, on lining and on my jacket layer. From one side, and now I will do the same from my other side. So now I can take my pins out. And I will keep my pin on my waist line on a jacket. I just will pin on one layer. So I know this is my waistline here. On one layer. Here's my pin, here's my waistline. So when I turn out my jacket, I have these markings from inside. Now I just have to make it nice and straight before I will start to stitch it. So, and usually in a jacket on the waist line you will see notches, and this is exactly where my pin is. This is my marking for my waistline for this jacket. Now I will make this line nice. It's a little bit tricky to do, but I don't wish to open all jacket. This is my end of the dart here. And I will do this on the other side. waistline. You also can transfer your marks, just marking it on the correct side, following the pins. So it's beginning and this side, this is my waistline. Do the same here. Along the pins. Take pins out. And now put pins back following these lines. And I'm pinning only one layer. I try to not pin lining. Chicken, I did a piping lining here. It's only my one layer. So I transfer this line with pins on the wrong side. So now I will go inside of the jacket through this opening. Carefully flip jacket. Wrong side out, and I see my pins here, and I will mark this with a chalk. Here's my waistline. It's my end of the dart. So now I will take my pins out. Again. And here's my line. fix it a little bit. So now I have to do the same on a lining. And now let's transfer our lines on the linings. So first lay out jacket matching lining seam and seam of the jacket. These princess seams where you was taken in. They should match. Sometimes they're just a little bit off. I match it here with this seam and seam of the lining. They're the same. Here's my waist line. The same I do on this seam. Matching seams here. Now this seam a little bit off. Lining is here and jacket seam here. So I will match them. Okay, straight, so marking my waistline. And now I'm measuring the end or start of the dart here. And I will do the same on this side where my dart starts, the same amount, the same distance. And I'm pinning on a, so here's my seam with a line, and here's this end of my intake. It will be here, and I will measure it. Flip jacket on the lining side, so I know this is my waistline, this is where my dart starts, and this is where my dart ends. So I will do some markings here. And I can take it. And I will pin or maybe just use chalk to transfer these marks to inside waist. And this is start or end of the dart. So I will do the same on other side of the lining. And now I will measure my dart intake. And I will transfer this on the dart of the lining. So here's my waist, lining waist. And for this amount. And I just will draw a line. And I will do the same on other side of lining. All markings are done. Now I will pin darts from inside. I will follow my new marking lines. I will start from waist line, and I'm pinning jacket layer. I'm pinning down from waistline, and now I will pin up from my waistline. And I will do the same on lining from inside. This is my waistline. I will repeat at other side of the jacket. If you feel confident, you can stitch these lines on your sewing machine. I prefer to hand paste darts on jacket layer first and then check it on my dress form before I will use my sewing machine. So I will just hand paste it on jacket layer. And I will do the same on other side of the jacket, and then I will check it on my dress form. And my jacket on my dress form. My dress form is smaller than jacket 3 sizes, but it's still okay. I just need to check my lines. A button jacket. On the back, I'm checking my lines. So they nice looking, they look the same. Sometimes they could be a little bit wavy because of wrong markings or wrong pinning, but my lines looking nice. I'm happy with the result, and now I will go to my sewing machine. Now I will stitch my darts. Here's my jacket layer.
and its lining. And repeat on other side of the jacket.
Now I will trim my seam allowances. You have to be very careful when you trim your seam allowances. I do this on my hand so I could feel what I'm cutting. Put here my hand. I'm trimming it. Then I have to press seam allowances open. But before, I need to get rid of this old stitching line because I won't be able to open my seams for pressing. So I will get rid of my old stitching line on this area. So now I can open my seams for pressing. I will press my seam allowances flat. And then open. And I will use my tailor hem to do this. do the same on lining. Trim lining seams. And lining seams you can press just on one direction, so it's no needs to undo old stitching line. Before pressing lining, check temperature of your iron. And repeat on other side of the jacket. After trimming and pressing seams, final step is sew lining back to the jacket. But before, I will reattach hem to seam allowances with a few stitches. Hem reattached to seam allowance here. Now I will close this opening. I will partially close it on my sewing machine, like this, and then I will close the rest of openings by hand stitching.
And this how I'm closing this opening. From inside, taking seam allowances, flipping it here, again here, go inside, seam allowance, flipping it out, and continue this seam. And the rest I will close by hand stitching. and jacket is done. Thank you for watching my video.